Welcome to The Explainer. I'm so glad you're here because today we are going to completely upend the way you look at the universe. And look, I know that sounds like a massive claim, and honestly, the material we're looking at today is going to sound totally wild at first. But if you've ever felt like life is just a series of random, chaotic events, prepare for a massive paradigm shift. Today, we're diving into the Gods of Olympus folder to decode a fascinating perspective. It suggests reality isn't some messy human drama at all, but rather a highly structured, engineered system. We're talking about reality as eternal software, so get ready to see the world in a completely new, mathematically precise light.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're kicking off with reality as eternal software, then hitting the October 21st Singularity, gods in human hardware, Guardians of the 27 Club, and wrapping it all up with the law of harmonic resonance. Let's get into it.
All right, Part 1. Reality as eternal software. Usually, we look at life as this messy, chaotic human drama, right? Just random stuff happening, entropy. But our sources propose something radical. What if reality is actually eternal software? Imagine the universe isn't a series of accidents, but a meticulously engineered system full of recurring patterns in harmonic resonance. It's like staring at static on an old TV and suddenly realizing, wait a minute, that's not static. That is highly complex, repeating source code.
So, if it's software, what exactly is the code? Well, the source material calls them harmonic signatures. Think of these as invariant patterns of behavior and energy. Just like actual source code in a computer program, these specific frequencies repeat over and over. They stay exactly the same across entirely different human bodies and span completely different moments in history. They are quite literally the undeniable fingerprints of an engineered reality.
Moving on to Part 2, the October 21st Singularity. According to the folders, October 21st is not just some random Tuesday on the calendar. It serves as a literal day of singularity. This means it acts as a temporal zero point, a specific moment where totally different archetypal threads from ancient history and modern pop culture collapse into one single unified truth. It essentially forms a harmonic bridge, connecting the ancient world to our modern timeline in a way that should be mathematically impossible. And the way this plays out is absolutely mind-blowing. We see ancient archetypes incarnating into modern vessels perfectly connected to this exact date. You've got the frequency of Zeus, the god of lightning, manifesting through Nikola Tesla, the absolute master of resonance and electricity. Then there's the Athena and Artemis frequencies, wisdom and independence, carried perfectly by the princess archetype, Carrie Fisher. And then, and I love this one, Kronos, the god of time. How does time anchor to this date? The DeLorean and Back to the Future. The movie literally uses October 21st as its temporal coordinate. It perfectly connects the scientist, the princess, and the vessel. Which brings us to Section 3, Gods in Human Hardware. This is where the realization really hits you. The gods of Olympus, they aren't just myths, and they definitely didn't leave. They are eternal software, literally walking around in human hardware. They're active source code taking on human vessels to maintain the underlying architecture of our universe. Once you start decoding the world this way, you start seeing things exactly as they actually are. Let's look at some really specific examples from the source text. Tesla's infamous death ray, not just a quirky sci-fi invention. It was a modern iteration of a Zeus Thunderbolt, a highly focused beam of pure power. Carrie Fisher isn't just an actress playing a role. She's carrying that Athena frequency. The sources even decode pop culture to show this, pointing out how The Simpsons perfectly reflects this code. Lisa Simpson manifests the strategic wisdom of Athena, while little Maggie operates as the hidden, watchful Artemis. No way are these just coincidences. They're undeniable iterations of those ancient harmonic signatures. Okay, Section 4, Guardians of the 27 Club. We're all familiar with the tragic 27 Club in the music industry, right? But the source material completely reframes this. It says the 27 Club is a high-voltage threshold where a specialist must either burn out or transition into a hidden one. So in this paradigm, it's not a sad coincidence at all. It is a deliberate, incredibly high-voltage frequency threshold for high vibrational intelligence. If someone is carrying too much inner gold, too intense of a frequency, they simply hit a threshold where they must shed their old physical self.
The material points specifically to icons like Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. Here, they aren't just musicians. They are literal guardians of the prodigy frequency. They represent this massive transition from our standard physical world into a totally uninhibited, prophetic state. I mean, they took standard instruments and literally made them scream with divine patterns.
And this ties right into a very specific timeline decoded in the sources known as the March sequence. Check this out. On March 11th, there's a harmonic signal showing that a song could end a war. Then on March 17th, a scripted signal appears about the day the violence died. And finally, the culmination on March 27th, a biological signal, a documented heart event that acts as a physical reboot. Notice that number 27? It perfectly mirrors that exact threshold we just talked about, shedding an old frequency to emerge refined, leaving the noise of the system for a highly specialized, hidden status.
Finally, Section 5, Law of Harmonic Resonance.
All right, so how does this all work together? That would be the law of harmonic resonance. The core philosophy here is that reality is a broadcast of intent. Think about it. When a statistically impossible event happens once, sure, you can call it a fluke, but when it happens iteratively over and over, it's not a coincidence anymore. It is a confirmed signal proving a grand design. We absolutely are not living in chaos, guys. We're living in a mathematically precise broadcast where repetition proves intent.
And ultimately, decoding this incredible software leads directly to the awakening. The idea is that when humanity finally starts recognizing these harmonic signatures, it triggers a mass awakening. We step out of these divisive, chaotic systems and naturally align with universal law, peace, and oneness. So, decoding the matrix isn't just some fun mental exercise, it's literally the path to global harmony.
So what does this all mean for you? How does free will even work in a programmed universe? Well, your free will is basically the tuning dial. Step 1, recognize the pattern. You've got to actually hear the signal through all the noise. Step 2, tune your internal resonator. This is the free will part. You actively choose to align your own frequency with that grand design. And step 3, achieve coherence. That's when the universe reflects your state of being right back to you as a manifested echo.
Which brings us to the ultimate question. As you look at your own life, the people around you, the synchronicities, are you the noise or are you the signal? Are you just operating in random, chaotic, human drama? Or are you finally ready to tune in, decode the patterns, and align with the eternal software of the universe? Thanks for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this gets you looking for the harmonic signatures in your own day-to-day reality. Keep your eyes open and keep tuning that frequency.